Hey, what's going on, guys? Train G here, and today I have another story time video for you guys. This one's pretty crazy, so get your popcorn out, wrap your blanket around your legs, do what you gotta do to get comfortable. Hope you enjoy. The day starts off pretty normal, just hanging out at one of my buddy's house, and actually accidentally huffed gasoline while trying to siphon some gas earlier that day, and everyone around me kept asking if I was okay and saying I looked super fucked up. I mostly just felt really out of it, but anyhow, definitely don't recommend doing that. But so the whole group decides to go over to this guy. We'll call him Retard. We all decide to go over to Retard's house because none of their other parents would let us have a fire there. So we end up going to his house, and the night starts off pretty usual. I'm kind of annoyed because I really don't like Retard. He's mostly just really annoying, but it's whatever. Just trying to stay away from him. So I was drinking a couple beers, smoking a few ciggies, and anyhow, Retard comes up with the idea to walk over to the park that's about a couple blocks away from his house. He wants to go and play hide and go seek there. And we're all down with it. It sounds like a pretty fun idea. So everyone except Retard starts walking over to the park, and he decides he wants to ride his little straight piped pit bike down there. Keep in mind, it's about 1 in the morning at this point, and we're all saying it's a really bad idea, like, to each other once he starts it up, but no one stops him. So anyhow, once we get to the park, Retard starts doing wheelies and ripping through the football and soccer fields. And I look over to my buddy and I just say, and I quote, "I'm giving it an hour tops before the cops show up." He's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm ready to dip." Anyhow, we go about playing hide and go seek. Most of us are pretty drunk at this point, and a few people, including me, are hiding in this little lookout thing, like above the slide. And everyone except for me is smoking weed, and they are all getting completely fucked up because they were already drunk. So anyhow, we're mostly done with the first round, and sure enough, not 15 minutes later, after my buddy was riding his pit bike, a different buddy walks up to me. He just like looks at me like he's like, "Dude, the cops are here, run!" And he just fucking bolts. And at first, I just assume he's just trying to scare us, cause that's kind of the thing he'd do. He's not. He's kind of an asshole. But sure enough, I look around a little bit, and there's the fucking sheriff shining his light directly in one of my different buddies' eyes, about 50 feet from where I was. So I just whip a 180 and jump straight off the slide. I can even think straight, and I just start running out of the park as fast as I can. Right before the fence that like borders the park, the sheriff starts shining his spotlight around, and I just drop to the ground. Anyhow, I'm laying there for a second or two, and he's shining it right on me at this point, and I'm just hoping he doesn't see. But sure enough, give it about 30 seconds later, and I start seeing his light just going up and down like he's holding it in his hand and running. So I fucking bolt up, hop the fence as fast as I can, and just run, and fucking run and run until I feel like I'm about to pass out. At this point, I'm just about back at Retard's house. So I make it back to Retard's house, and three of my other friends had gotten there before me because I took a long way. Anyhow, we're just up there, and the way everything is situated, his house is like up on this little hill, and the park is down the hill. There are like no trees, so we can just see everything that's happening. Or we can see like the sheriff shining his light on people, and we can't hear anything, but we can tell there's a few people that are pretty fucked. So anyhow, about 30 minutes later, two of my other friends show up, and they got off scot-free because they weren't smoking or drinking or anything. They were pretty straight edge. But they tell us that this one older guy, the guy who was actually supplying the beer that evening, ratted out everyone. Like, he gave first and last names, and at this point, I'm fucking fuming. So I'm just waiting for the sheriff to show up at Retard's house, but for some reason he never does. He lets Retard off scot-free, just makes him walk his pit bike back up to his house. Anyhow, about an hour later, we're just chilling there, and the guy that fucking ratted us out has the balls to show back up to the fire. He's acting all chill like he didn't just fucking rat out the whole group. He's talking hot shit about how he's so wasted and got away without any issues, and it's really starting to fucking piss me off. So at this point, I just walk up to him and punch him as hard as I fucking can in the face. And after that, a couple seconds later, he's like, "Dude, what the fuck? I thought we were friends, man." And I just respond, "I know you just ratted us all out. You're a fucking piece of shit, dude. He's like, well, the cop said you guys weren't gonna get in trouble, so I figured it didn't matter. And I just look at him and I'm like, dude, that doesn't fucking matter. You don't fucking rat someone out, motherfucker. So I just tell him to fucking leave, or I'm grabbing a baseball bat and breaking some fucking ribs. And he's acting all sorry and shit. And I'm so mad I can't fucking think straight. He ruined my entire evening after that. But yeah, that's about it. This prom weekend was pretty crazy for me, and yeah, parties got pretty crazy too. So if you want to hear more stories like this, just like and subscribe. Let me know. Hope you guys all have a good night.